I'm the only one on this side.
Well, Kevin's gonna be with you, right?
Yeah. So we picked helicopters for our project here. We basically wanted to see what individuals would have to look at if they were looking to purchase a helicopter. Helicopters. The very first thing that we're going to actually basically talk about is we're just going to classify the helicopter. What is a helicopter, right? We're basically looking at a aircraft that can actually take off vertically. It doesn't need a runway, so you won't need to land at a airstrip or a location specifically designed for it. Well, the next thing is, it has the fuselage, it has the main rotor, it has the tail rotor. The whole thing, the helicopters by itself, it has a lot of components, but that's basically what we wanted to go into as far as what is a helicopter. But I'm gonna pass it over to Kevin here, and we'll discuss what we looked at for helicopters.
Yeah, so right now out there we have so many types of helicopters, different types of helicopter out there, from helicopters working for police, ambulance, or even firefighters. So there's many different helicopters out there. So we're just looking at some main points to difference them, like the frame and structure, the rotor configuration, the weight, the cost, and the speed, and things like that. So yeah.
So our selection criteria, since there's literally quite hundreds of helicopters out there, we wanted a way to funnel our selection pool into 4 different categories. And these are the 4 categories we chose. So first, we wanted our helicopters to have a free turbine engine. And that basically meant having an engine that can produce a lot of horsepower for a lot of rotational torque, and giving it a lot of the ability to rotate its rotor really quickly. We also wanted to be under 12,000 pounds, which we believe is the most consumer friendly, making it light category aircraft. We also wanted to hold at least 3 passengers, so that it's not just the pilot and its co-pilot, so you can have at least a couple people on board. And we also wanted it to have a purchase price of under $1.5 million.
And so our first pick here is the Bell 407. Bell 407 was manufactured in 1996, and it is an upgrade from the Bell 206 that we have in downstairs in the lab. Bell 407 having a bigger fuselage compared to 206 with 6 seats including 1 for pilot. With the engine, with the free turbine engine from Rolls-Royce M250, Bell 407 can cruise at the max speed of 246 kilometers for 624 kilometers. It can also lift an internal load capacity of 2,550 pounds. The only downside of Bell 407 is price. If you want to buy it outright right away, it's gonna cost you around over 1 million, and as well as on the fees for like maintenance, servicing, and fuel is the most expensive one compared to the other that we're having here today.
The second helicopter we chose to compare is the Robinson R66 turbine. Robinson as a company has outsold every other helicopter company out there, pretty much combined with their R series helicopters, with their R22 and R44, and that comes down to how simple the construction was and how cheap they can sell their helicopters. But they did make a couple upgrades to their R66, primarily with their engine. They used a Rolls-Royce 300 engine that can produce 300 shaft horsepower, causing it to spin its rotors and basically travel at a speed of 204 kilometers per hour, which is the lowest end with the 4 helicopters we chose to compare today. It does have a range of 650, which is pretty respectable, especially for its size and its passengers. A couple of downsides though, its internal capacity, which is basically how much it can hold inside its aircraft, is only 917 pounds, which is far less than the other three that we compared today. However, it comes with a lot of familiarity that a lot of pilots do have nowadays. Yeah, with this helicopter, the outright purchase price would be $750,000.
The next helicopter we have on our selection is the MD-500. It was originally designed for military use, but now it's been redesigned for civilian applications. It's got a fully articulated rotor head and a lowered pylon profile, allowing for better maneuverability, but suffering a little bit more increased vibration. It's powered by an Allison 250 model free turbine. Spits out about 317 horsepower, and its top speed is just under 250 kilometers an hour, sitting at 249 kilometers an hour with a range of 576 kilometers. The maximum internal capacity is about 1,459 pounds, and to purchase it outright would be $350,000, making it a very cheap and high performance helicopter.
So we come up to the Eurocopter AS350. They actually got purchased by Airbus, so now they're actually called Airbus. The Airbus is actually one of my favorite helicopters, and basically it's one of the only ones from the list that we have provided today that has the composite rotor head. Now, it's on the lighter side when we're comparing it to the other helicopters. Its internal load was 2,224 pounds. Because of its weight, its speed, max speed was 217 kilometers per hour. Its outright purchase amount was $350,000. All that being said, though, I mean, its range is actually one of its greatest attributes. At 853 kilometers, it's pretty good. But all in all, I think one of my favorite helicopters. But let's see what we picked as our choice.
These are all great helicopters, because who doesn't love helicopters? Unfortunately, we only have money to purchase one of these. Which one can you think that we chose? We picked MD-500D, strictly because of its high maneuverability, very high speed, and relatively low cost for such a high performance helicopter.
Oh, I like that.
And
The
that's the end.
Bye.
Thanks for hearing.